All right, a big warning and disclaimer before you watch this video. If in case you are sensitive, if in case anyone gives any opinion about Islam, you say Islamophobic and anti-Muslim and all that. If you're sensitive, please don't watch this video. Okay, I'm requesting you, don't watch this video. If you're going to just immediately start giving all these labels, Islamophobic and you are anti-Muslim, whatever. However, if you have an open mind and you are open or receptive, to hearing someone else's opinion, feel free to watch the video. Others, please don't watch. And another thing is, you'll be surprised that this video was actually requested by an Arab Muslim. He actually asked me, I've known him for many years. He asked me, Loy, I would like to know your point of view. So having said that, watch this. And also, one final thing is, I'm not saying anywhere that all Muslims are bad. That's totally false. All Muslims are not bad. All Muslims are not good. All Christians are not bad. All Christians are not good. All Hindus are not bad. All Hindus are not good. So there are different kinds of people. So that doesn't make any one religion or all its followers bad. So stop putting words in my mouth. I'm not saying everyone is bad. And one last thing is, whatever examples I do give, there is, there are facts. It's not truth. There are facts that these things happen in various parts of the world. So in this video, I'm going to speak on all these issues. Feel free, if you feel that I missed out on anything, comment down below. And like I said, this video is not to bash up the Muslims or bash up Islam. There are good Muslims, there are bad Muslims, there are good practices, there are bad practices. I'm just giving you my point of view. So if you have an open mind, then watch the video. If not, please don't watch, because maybe you're sensitive. Maybe you just get offended very easily. All right. Having said that, if you still are ready to hear a different point of view, watch the video. Otherwise, bye-bye. Having said that, let's start.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
All right, so in this video, I'm going to share with you my thoughts about Saudi allowing alcohol or booze, into its country. And surprisingly, this topic was requested to me by a Muslim Arab. I didn't think anyone would be interested. So this particular guy, he is one of those very rare Arab Muslims who has traveled around the world, who has tried, what do you call that? Ayahuasca or something, mushrooms, and gone into the mushroom world of spiritual woo-woo. And he's not the usual Arab Muslim. He is also, I know you'll find this very ironic, but he's also a guy who practices Islam. But he's pretty chill pill about gays, homosexuals, drinking, girls. He's more like, you do your stuff, I'll do my stuff, and you live your life, I'll live my life. So hardcore Muslims, Arab Muslims, would not like this. They would say this is very much haram. But then, people have their own translations or definitions of what religion or Islam or, any religion can be, Christianity or Hinduism. So this guy, I kind of respect him a lot because he's pretty thought-provoking. He is very original in his thinking. And he has been following my content for pretty long. In fact, what surprises me, he doesn't take it personally, even when I criticize Islam or the bad ideas of Islam. Okay. So he asked me, and given the fact that I respect him, I decided, okay, fine, I'm going to make this video. So let me know your thoughts. I prepared a few notes. So if in case you see me looking at the screen, it's because I just wanted to make sure I say everything. Okay. So when this news was announced that the liquor store is opening, but it's only for diplomats, I wasn't very surprised. Okay, and I'll tell you why I was not surprised. One is because MBS has been making inroads into a lot of changes into Saudi. Like women can drive, women do not need to take permission from the male guardianship. That is, I'll speak more about it a little later, which is a very big thing. Then movies are being allowed. And if you are a wrestling fan like me, WWE, you see it sometimes. They even started allowing wrestling to come in. And they had women's matches, but obviously they had to be covered. Then UFC, which is MMA fighting, is going to come very soon. What else? They had a lot of these influencers come down to Saudi, non-Muslims, and they were promoting, obviously, they got paid money, so they were promoting it as, wow, look at it and all that. I've seen some of those videos, nice promo videos. You also had, lately, I do not know how far this is true, but I also saw a couple of government officials, even one Indian lady with a sari, I think she's a minister of foreign affairs or something, I'm not too sure. She was photographed in Mecca, Medina, but she didn't actually go where the Umrah, where the main black, that building is. What do you call that? You can just comment down below. Okay. What do you call? I can't get the name, yeah. Okay, anyway. So there's that black building, whatever, which is very holy. And they had even taken photographs of people, women, which was surprising, not wearing, the abaya, but they were diplomats. I think the only time I did get shocked, that was the first time I saw Angela Merkel, I think that was. And you had Donald Trump's wife, Ivanka, when she arrived without wearing an abaya and all that, and she shook hands with the MBS. So there has been a slow evolution, okay, a slow change of the guard, so to say. So I wasn't very surprised when they announced the alcohol. And also you need to keep in mind, Saudi has a black market for alcohol. Diplomats constantly take advantage of the fact that you cannot check diplomatic bags. Diplomats, their bags, there is that rule. You cannot check them. So many of them keep the booze in that. And the black market has been there. I have a couple of friends who are in Saudi who, buy booze illegally. You have to be careful there. And also keep in mind, it's not that everyone in Saudi is a holy-poly religious person. In fact, given the fact that they are very frustrated that they can't enjoy life, most of the Saudis, they keep going for holidays to Bahrain. I have personally met Saudi guys who have come to Thailand, and oh man, they know how to party, and the party is too extreme. I remember this really black guy, really big. He was really plump. He didn't know I was from Dubai. He just thought I was some Mexican or Brazilian or something, and he was like, "Hey, yo, bro, how are you? Cool tats, man." And that guy, Arab Muslim guy, he had tattoos on his body, but obviously not visible on his this thing. He had some marks and all that. I asked him, "Where are you from?" He said, "Saudi." I said, "Saudi, you cannot have tattoos." I didn't tell him I was from Dubai. "Oh, fuck all that, man." He's like, "That's all in the media. We can do whatever the fuck we like, and only thing you can't show everyone." So, and he had big guy. He had one girl, really petite, with him, obviously prostitute, in the front, and one at the back, and later on in the evening, it was in Pattaya. Later on in the evening, when I saw, he had another 4, 5, 6 girls with him. And I said, "Oh, quite a number of friends you have." "Yeah, I'm going to have all these beautiful, delicious sushi. I'm going to eat all this. And obviously, he was a big spender. So, yeah, Saudi guys really know how to enjoy. And I also met another Saudi guy who wanted both the ways, if you know what I mean, both the girls and the guys and everything else. And he also had a large entourage. Okay. And I've also met through the years of being a personal branding coach, I've met people who booked my services for personal branding, from prostitutes to lady boys to high profile escort. Not every day. It's not every day or every very frequent, but when I do get, I do remember them. So there was this Filipina guy who transitioned to a girl, and she was telling me that she gets Arab Muslim customers who obviously ask extreme, hardcore kind of sexual favors, but for cash. And you can use your imagination. Like there have been articles and videos of potty party, you know what I'm talking about, defecation and all that. And I said, you actually enjoy that? I asked, yeah, the money is good. So I was like, oh, okay. And they get paid serious money. Huh? So, and some of them are so depraved, they even have their cousins as young as 11 and 13, boys, to experience with grown-ass women, and they actually take videos and photographs, and because they are just frustrated. They're just plain frustrated. In fact, I'll tell you this. If you are working in the airlines or cabin crew, you know what I'm saying is true. When an Arab guy or Arab female, when they are boarding the aircraft, they'll wear their typical Muslim attire. Like the females will be full black, guys will wear their kandura. And when they are traveling to UK and all these places in the West, but the minute it's in the air, the aircraft is in the air, they'll go to the washroom, they will remove their abaya, whatever, and then they wear the most revealing clothes possible. Why? Because they're just frustrated. It's human tendency. It's like, for example, if I dieted and I did not have chocolates and ice creams, and the day you give me unlimited access to chocolates and ice creams, I'd want to go berserk. So that is why they just want to be free. They just want to experience within that 1 month or 1 week or 2 weeks, whatever. They want to do it all. And then when they go back, obviously, they put on that holy poly image. Now, this is not me shitting on all Muslims, or it's not me saying, oh, hypocrites and all that. This is just normal human tendency or normal human behavior. It doesn't make them bad. It doesn't make them good. Okay? So I have personally witnessed and I have met Muslims, and one thing I am very much aware is the Muslims are a very tight community, and there's a lot of peer pressure. There's a lot of pressure to pray together, to go to pray together. Like even some of my clients who are Muslims, need not be Arab Muslims, but when they go to pray on Friday, which is mandatory, they have to go. If they do not go, everyone will be like, what? You're not coming? It'll be like a shocker. It'll be like a scandal. So there's a lot of pressure there. And even in offices, which I do know, when guys are going to pray and, hey, come on, it means they will just call everyone and you can't say no. You have to go and pray. So there is that pressure. There's a community, this thing. And see, just as you have in India, people, when they're part of a community, they are expected to behave and dress and act in a certain way. Even with Muslims, when they are in a community, they are supposed to act, behave, and live in a certain way. Like I was telling one of my clients, when he was staying with his family, when he was staying with his friends who are all Muslims, he's an Indian. He had to go on Friday to pray, even if he didn't want to. And if he didn't, his mother, what are you saying? Like, mother would get shocked and all that. And ever since, he has been my client for a couple of years now. So, and he didn't actually subscribe to everything about Islam. He found a couple of things ridiculous, like the, Prophet Muhammad going to heaven on a winged horse. He found that ridiculous. He was also, Prophet Muhammad marrying that small little girl, a 6-year-old Aisha, which he found, pedophilic. I don't know if it's the right word, being a pedophile. So these are certain outdated practices which he was not very much a fan of. Even many of the religious stuff, which I'll be talking about. So uh, after he left his family and left all his friends, today he lives a very non-Muslim life. He doesn't go to pray. He doesn't, he doesn't practice most of the things that they were talking about in Islam, and he feels free. He feels free. But the problem is, the minute he goes to his family during holiday, the pressure builds up. So anyway, the reason why I'm telling you all this is to let you know that Islam and Muslims, they live in a very tight community. It is very strict. You could say in some countries it's even prehistoric, like in Afghanistan, in certain parts of Pakistan, many of these Arab countries, even Saudi. There are 60-year-old or 50-year-old men who, because Prophet Muhammad married a 6-year-old girl, they feel it perfectly normal to marry a 3-year-old or 6-year-old girl. And there are a lot of these videos that keep floating around where I've actually seen it. It's very disturbing, where Afghani, certain parts of the mountains and all that, these are very primitive, backward, cultures and people. They actually, because this particular family had around 12 or 18 children, and many girls, many boys, and they didn't have money to feed, the parents actually sold the baby to a guy, and the guy was, I think, 50 or something. He was one of those soldiers. He grabbed the 3-year-old or 4-year-old girl, and she was howling and crying, and this became his wife. Now, I'm not saying that all Muslims do that or this is practice, but I'm giving you one of the ugly realities of people following a religion and taking it explicitly in the way they want. Remember, every Muslim or any religion has their own translation, and they believe their translation is right, their version is right. Like a couple of areas where Muslims disagree. Uh, I have I have personally met Arab Muslims who, if they see a dog, they will kick the dog or they'll beat the dog. At the same time, on the other side, I've seen Arab Muslims who have dogs and they pet the dog and they say it's a creature from God. So two sides. I've actually met and spoken to Arab Muslims who kill dogs, actually kill. There has been this guy, he openly told me he used to take dogs and throw from the building, and they used to break their arms, their paws and their body, and then they used to set them on fire by putting petrol. Actual live animal. They would do it for fun. They would throw stones. They would even shoot with air guns. So there are Muslims who have done that. And then on the other side, you have Muslims who say, no, these are creatures from God. When I was a coach and I used to have these sessions in UAE during my days, where people used to come, like I used to have coaching sessions at my home. I used to give free. I even had this senior manager of an exchange, Malayali Muslim, Keralite Muslim, who came there, and he was pretty quiet. He didn't say anything much. I had my 2 dogs, which were Pomeranians. And after the session, I always take feedback. And he said, I loved your session. I want to take up your coaching, but on a condition, you will get rid of the dogs. So I said, what do you mean get rid of the dogs? No, this is haram in our religion. I don't want these dogs. If you get rid of the dogs, I'll pay you money, plus I'll pay you compensation to get rid of the dogs. So if that was the case. Then there are other Muslims. Seriously, this is not a joke. I've actually had Indian Muslims who have told me on my face that you are shaitan, you are the antichrist, you are the devil. They've actually told, and they've shared some videos on YouTube where they say the devil will look bald and he will have marks of the devil. And many of them say this which I have here. This is actually, if you see this, it's like a mouth. Can you see this? This is a mouth. It's a mouth and it's 2 eyes. They're saying that is the mark of the devil. And, sometimes I used to take photographs like this. They say that is Illuminati. Many of them, you can see comments under my YouTube channel. many Muslims have said, I'm the Illuminati, I'm the Antichrist. So there are a lot of practices in Islam which are still being executed even today, which are seriously outdated. For example, um, even in the Western countries, you have these refugees coming, and after they come there, they want the Sharia law. That is one. You'll see so many videos from UK and Canada where they are praying on the road, actually on the road. I even had this video where this small boy, I think 6-year-old or something in the Middle East, he is standing in the middle of a bloody park where there's a road and he's praying there. And this security guard, who is like, I think Indian, he was like, he didn't know what to do. He was just telling like the boy to get up, but this boy was, small boy, he's praying. And many others, mashallah, mashallah. And what stupidity. You're praying in the middle of the bloody road, man. So they feel they're doing something for God. I feel this is just an attention-seeking gimmick. Because if you actually have to pray, you'll pray privately. You don't need to make a big facade and show about it. So outdated practices. One is that chopping, cutting. If you insult the Prophet Mohammed, they will. In France, we have seen that satire newspaper, how they took a gun and they killed all these guys because of cartoons on Prophet Muhammad. Then they murder people, they chop their heads off. This is very much done. Yes, you'll say these are extremists, but remember, these extremists caused a vast amount of damage. You do not need everyone to be an extremist. You need a few to cause a massive damage. Then this jihad, the definitions that each one gives, jihad means something. And then you have the extremists who put bombs and Allah Akbar, boom, they just blow up. I understand why they're doing that, because not only are they brainwashed with their religion, but also they don't have anything worthwhile to live for, especially, when you torture and what is happening with Israel and Palestinians. And my sympathies go to all those Palestinians who are being tortured to such an extreme where, you don't have any reason to live. So you're like, if anyway I'm going to die, I'll cause damage and I'll die. So, we need to look at both sides of the story. So, killing, chopping, cutting in the name of religion. You have blasphemy laws. If you insult the religion, they will literally take it seriously. Like, you'll not believe, when I was small, in the fish market. I think I was 10 or 11 years old. In the fish market in Sharjah, there's a fish market. There was this guy, I think he was one of these oldies, old Emiratis, like Bedouins. He was, I was just looking at him. He had that, the thing which they put on the head, and he had a red and white one. And he was dark looking. You could make out he was a fisherman and all that. And I just wanted to have a friendly conversation with him. So I just asked him, are you Muslim? That's all I asked him. And I was 9 or 10 years old. Oh, the minute I asked him that, Allahu Akbar, you're a Muslim, you're a Muslim. He went on berserk. He felt so angry that I asked him, is Muslim. He was shouting and screaming, and the whole public gathered around. I was so embarrassed. And then he kept shouting. Finally, some people cooled him down and calmed him down and said, yeah, small boy and all that. So I had that experience. I even had experience with people who are very rich, very, very rich Arab guys, who one of them had a Quran in the vehicle. And I said, can I see it? He told, don't. He actually told, don't touch. He's saying, this is Quran. This is only for Muslim. Don't touch. You are, some kafir or you're not Muslim and you cannot touch. This is like, they consider themselves the Abrahamic religions, all, whether Christians or Muslims, they feel we are, the select, we are the special, you are the, inferior. I know I'm giving you many other things other than the Saudi thing. Why I'm making you understand is how much of a cultural impact this all has. So Muslims consider themselves in a way superior. They feel they are God's chosen race. They feel that they will go to heaven, you will go to hell, and they will tolerate you. Means we are tolerating you. We are superior, we are tolerating the inferior religion, kind of thing. And this happens with most of the Abrahamic religions. Okay, I see that because they have just one God, where Hinduism has multiple gods, Islam has just one God, Christianity has one God. And the only reason why Christians and Muslims don't actually bash each other up is because of the Old Testament. Okay, Adam and Eve is there, then you have uh, Moses, and then you have Jesus Christ. They say he's a prophet. They say he's a Christian, say he's the son of God. So okay, all that. So there's a commonality, so they don't hate each other. Then the other outdated stuff that Islam, one is stoning. I've seen these horrible videos where they stone a woman to death. She's buried all the way, she can't move her hand. Oh goodness, it is so bad. It is so very bad. Just for having sex outside marriage or not being married, they stone her to death. It's terrible. Then amputation. I've seen these graphic, gory videos of chopping the hands and legs of robbers and all that. Ugh, it's so it's very prehistoric. And then they have one man can marry four women, sorry, four times. Uh, which is also done by even these people, new age hippies. They have open sex and all that, and they can marry how many ever girls they want. But this is official in Islam. But the part which I find very sickening is, and this I've seen with my own eyes, 50, 60-year-old Arab guys. My mother, when she used to teach Arab women exercise those days in the 80s and 90s, you had 60-year-old men marrying young Pakistani girls, Muslims, or Afghani girls and all that. And some of them are as young as 16. That is what I've personally seen with my own eyes, even though my mother has claimed that there are girls younger than this. Okay. And, rest of the stuff is videos. But I can tell you for a fact, there are many Muslim men still practicing this. And it's not that they are doing, it's the people from the mountains, all that, educated Arabs, educated, rich, well-to-do Arabs. Okay. Then Saudi, you had the dress code for women. Women could not drive without permission. In fact, on YouTube, you would have how to beat your wife. You can search this. There are Muslim preachers who will actually tell you how to beat your wife. Okay, which I find like, what the fuck are you talking, man? So how to beat your wife, and it seems that when women drive, because it vibrates, it gives them sexual sexual thoughts. Male guardianship. You remember I was telling you, and I used to think this is only in outdated places, but I actually had Arab female clients who told me, educated with master's degree, who studied in the West, that without their father's permission, without permission of the elders, male in the family, they couldn't even go out. They couldn't even get a job. They couldn't even purchase anything. It was that serious. And imagine, you're talking of 2023, last year, when I spoke to this female, and she was telling me all these things. And anyway, they run away from home because they find it pretty, it just drives them mad. Then you have the inheritance laws based on Islam and Sharia laws, Islamic banking, where they consider interest in haram. Then a male testimony, like there are even cases, even in UAE, Ras Al Khaimah and Fujairah, but I'm not too sure about Dubai, where if a female gets raped, she needs a male witness, that also Muslim male witness, to certify that she got raped. Others, it was not rape. And if a guy rapes a female, and actual cases, this is not fake and story, where a female got raped, it seems that the female was blamed because she tempted the guy. Okay. And when most of these females, this used to be practiced in UAE when I was there. I don't know if it still goes on. If a female gives birth or gets pregnant by a Muslim guy, the baby is taken from the mother, and the mother is then sent, and this baby is put in a Muslim orphanage and grown as a Muslim, or to a Muslim family who needs a child. Okay, all this has been happening, and See, people don't talk about this over there is because they are afraid of the laws. When you are in a Muslim Arab country, you can't talk about that particular country. It's common sense, okay? Like when you are living in a country where there is a king who is an Arab Muslim, he is not going to permit you exposing stuff, okay? And yes, the most disgusting among the lot, which I hate, is when you involve children, okay, especially child marriages and all that. There are some pedophiles who feel very happy that they can take advantage of this. Okay, so now, given all these problems in Islam and with Muslims, okay, just before I go further, it doesn't mean all Muslims are bad. It doesn't mean Islam is evil. Okay, there are good Muslims also. Okay, just I don't know why I even need to say that, but just in case you say I'm Islamophobic and this and that and whatever. So, with regards to the Saudi black market, okay, I told you alcohol was there in the black market. Diplomats used to take alcohol. So now they're making it official. MBS made it official. And some of the rules are that you have to be a diplomat. You have to use the app in order to get permission. When you come there, you have to dress in a proper way. You cannot show everyone that you purchased the alcohol. And it seems that you have 240 points. I took a screenshot of that. You have a 240 points. 1 liter of spirit is 6 points. 1 liter of wine is 3 points. 1 liter of beer is 1 point. So you can basically buy 240 liters of beer, which is quite a lot for one single person. Okay. You cannot take a guest. You cannot ask somebody else to buy from you. No Muslims are allowed. And if you look at it, that this rule of no alcohol has been there from 1952 when it seems an Arab guy shot a British diplomat when he got drunk, and they banned booze after that. So I think that is an achievement. And MBS has been making inroads where he has allowed women to drive, where he has allowed entertainment, where he has allowed all these American entertainers to come there. He has this vision of 2030 where he wants foreign exchange to come in, investors to come in, people to boost, in terms of tourism. So this is looked upon as a positive step. Now, in a nutshell, what do I think? I just feel that they have realized that many things about Islam, many things, especially about the traditional hardcore stuff, is outdated. In fact, even this, I think it's Sunni. I'm not too sure. They take the blade and they hit themselves, and then they take a blade and cut the babies and for the blood, and it's so bloody graphic. I've seen one video, actual video I've seen with my own. I had a video, I deleted it. This guy takes a big, huge knife which is curved and he's muscular, and he's hitting himself, and suddenly hits himself with so much force, his back, which is muscular, splits into half. The muscles open up, the skin opens up, and you can see his bones. Not joking. The rib cage kind of bone. I was like, oh fuck, and the blood oozes out, and they 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 hold his flesh together, and he was still alive, and he didn't know what he was doing. He was so high on adrenaline. So there are people who do this unbearable stuff, which is so savage. And then, when you do all this, and then you say you have to look at Islam, and if you criticize Islamophobic, come on, man. It takes two hands to clap. Okay. If you continue doing this, obviously we're going to talk about it. And remember, Islam is very clannish, very private, very conservative, very reserved. And they even have teaching Islam to small children from a very small age, because it's a known fact. If you indoctrinate small children from 0 till 7, they'll just believe whatever has been taught to them. So many children believe in Allah, they believe in whatever, they're ready to die for their God. You can even see these Pakistani Muslim videos where the father is taking a camera, his phone, and asking the boy to threaten Prime Minister Imran Khan. And he's saying that he will kill. The boy says, I will kill those who speak against Islam. And everyone around is mashallah, mashallah. So you can imagine the brainwashing that is done to children. So anyway, in a nutshell, I've been giving my opinions about a lot of things. What Saudi is doing is actually, okay, in a way good, because they know they cannot sustain and survive in the modern day and age. Today, in the age of social media, where internet is available, where everyone has access to social media, videos, TikTok, Instagram, even if they censor it through VPN, you can see it. So people, especially the youngsters, they want more options. They don't want to live like their parents. That is why there are so many homosexuals who are Muslims, so many lesbians, so many who want to break away from the strict, draconian or whatever uh, lifestyle that they have in Islam. Even females want more empowerment. Then you have this feminist stuff that is going on. So the values of Islam, the ones which are good, like don't drink alcohol, don't have sex outside marriage, or loose lifestyle or whatever, is kind of good. But then where it backfires is where you make it too strict, to the point of putting people in jail or cutting, chopping, stoning, beating. Then you kind of lose out on the person. And remember, if you want someone to follow a particular lifestyle, you have to have a communication with them where they feel okay about it. Like, for example, many people say dressing up full black is, women are being forced. Where are their rights? But you'll see so many women who are very comfortable wearing full black. They want to cover themselves. And sometimes it comes to the part where it becomes retarded. Retarded in the sense it doesn't make sense. Like, you have this one doctor and his wife. They went to Denmark or Sweden or somewhere to get the citizenship. And when the governor went to shake hands, they said, no, this is Islam, we haram. And the guy was so embarrassed. He actually said, I don't think you deserve the citizenship because you're not trying to blend into our culture. You're still following the Islamic culture. And this is a major problem with, these Arabs who come to the UK and Germany. They want, they're escaping Sharia law. They're escaping the hideous, barbaric rules of extreme Islam, and they want to bring Sharia law into a Christian country. And then when they see girls open and all that, they just jump on them. In UK, there are so many pedophiles who are from India, Pakistan. These men, they've never seen a female, and they don't even spare young children. It's that bad. And it's not just Muslims, it's generally these guys who have never seen. And that's why during the New Year festivals and all that, these refugees, they go berserk. For them, they never got to see females so openly. They can't control themselves. That is why now many countries like Denmark and Poland and all, they're just banning Muslims. And they say it's Islamophobia, Islamophobia. Yeah, you're doing something. That is why they're reacting. So yeah, for Saudi, good. You're doing something that is slightly progressive. However, I'm pretty sure it will take another 100 to 100 years for them to blend in, so to speak. But one thing is, extreme religious beliefs will always be there. Extremism will always be there. There will still be people who will want to follow their religious text to the T. And yes, people also will get fed up with being too free or too open-minded. And then they come back to a middle ground. So I don't see it being the end of Islam, or I do not see it's the end of Saudi values. But I definitely see a balance coming up because, on one side you have extreme religious, uh, regulations. On the other side, you have extreme open-mindedness, or I don't know if you call it open-mindedness, liberal. So there will be a middle ground. Anyway, I see it as progress, but I didn't find it surprising. You let me know. What do you think? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? I just feel it's business as usual. So God doesn't pay the bills. Like they say, God doesn't pay the bills. If you want people to spend money, you have to change and evolve with the times. So that's what I feel. I hope this gives you my opinion about it. Good, bad, ugly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Having said that, it's me signing off. You guys take care.